This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Want to know another Snapple fact? The first hot air balloon passengers were a sheep, a duck, and a rooster. Ridiculous. Check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavored Snapple near you.
This episode is brought to you by Experian. Are you paying for subscriptions you don't use, but can't find the time or energy to cancel them? Experian could cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, saving you an average of $270 per year and plenty of time. Download the Experian app. Results will vary. Not all subscriptions are eligible. Savings are not guaranteed. Paid membership with connected payment account required.
Welcome to Midwife Pip podcast Bitesize, your weekly dose of all things pregnancy, birth, postpartum, and women's health, to help support you towards a better journey. These episodes are snapshots from previous episodes on the podcast to make sure you have all those golden nuggets of information that you need. And remember, if you're feeling like you would benefit from working with me and having more one-to-one support on your journey, drop me a message at midwife_pip on Instagram so we can chat about how I support women at this time in their lives and may be able to help you too. Sometimes parenting plans take a twist and single parent families account for around 15% of families in the UK. Solo motherhood can bring its own set of unique joys and challenges, and this week's guest found herself navigating single parenthood unexpectedly. I'm super excited to introduce Lydia Bright. Perhaps best known for her reality TV career starring in The Only Way is Essex, Lydia is also single mum to her little girl, Loretta. She's a well-loved TV personality, influencer, entrepreneur, and most recently, author to her new book, Mummy and Me. Can I ask how you first felt, Lydia, when you realised that actually you were going to be raising your daughter as a single mum? Because I'm guessing that wasn't the plan originally, right?
It wasn't the plan originally, no. And I think that I had that kind of fairy tale image in my head throughout, my teenage years, that I was going to get married and buy the house with the picket fence and have my 2.4 children. So yeah, it wasn't planned. And when I did find myself in that situation, oh my gosh, I was so sad. I often say that I think that the majority of the sadness actually came from like letting go of the dream rather than the relationship, because of the relationship obviously wasn't perfect. Otherwise, it would have lasted. But it was like letting go of that, dream that fairy tale that we've always envisioned our lives to be, like letting go of that. And yeah, just like the fear of just having my life kind of thrown off track. So yeah, I wouldn't say I had the most magical of pregnancies, that's for sure. It was very emotional and chucking the hormones as well. I mean, that made things 100 times worse.
Oh my goodness. It's a roller coaster as it is pregnancy, isn't it? Like, especially when you're then navigating, I guess almost grieving the life that you had planned and then trying to figure out, well, what on earth am I going to do now? Because I've found myself without any other choice but to find a different path.
Definitely. It was like grieving and also like heartbreak and like that loneliness, that comparison as well, like comparing myself to everyone around me, doing it as two people. Yeah, like it really wasn't the most joyous times of my life. But I think that I enjoyed motherhood so much more because I had gone through such a horrific year. So when Loretta was actually born, I think I enjoyed it so much because it was such a stark contrast to my feelings the year previously. So, they always say, don't they, you have to have rain to get sunshine. And it was so that I think I had so much rain the year before Loretta was born that like the sunshine was just so much more beautiful because it was that like stark contrast.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. She was literally like the sunshine at the end of what was
oh my gosh,
an absolute storm of a journey.
definitely when she was born, just everything kind of made sense. Like everything made sense. And it was, you know, I'm a massive believer in destiny, but sometimes it's really hard to see when you're going through the bad times why everything in life happens for a reason. You can't always see that.
Yeah.
But when she was born, oh my gosh, I was like, everything in life happens for a reason. Like she was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I also say that although this wasn't the way that I wanted it to be, I actually do think that I wouldn't have been as happy had I been with Loretta's dad doing it together than doing it solo. I actually think that it fulfilled me a lot more, and it's made me a much better person doing it by myself, which people don't always understand. But I think that having Loretta by myself, I think it like fueled this determination in me. I don't think I would have followed half as many paths that I've followed had I not been a single mum. For example, the book, like chucking myself into that whole new career that I would never have probably investigated or followed had I not been a single mum. The whole book was inspired because I was a single mum. So many paths of my life, you know, were nurtured from my situation.
That makes total sense though, because I think when you're doing it in a two-parent relationship, you kind of have someone else to rely on or to have expectations of. Whereas when you're on your own, you know what life you dream of having for Loretta. And so you know, you're the only person that can inspire that and create that.
It's all on me, exactly. And it's like,
I hope you found that bite-sized episode really insightful. To listen to it in full, go to the description and visit that episode on whatever platform you're listening on. One last thing before you go. As a listener, really help make this podcast successful. I would appreciate if you could subscribe and leave a quick review. Something so little means so much to me and will help so many women's lives.